I would like to welcome you to our opening exhibit, Seacliff Classics, Stevenson and Spampanato. Harold Ransom Stevenson and his wife, Alma, were the founders of the Stevenson Academy of Traditional Painting in Seacliff. Harold was a student of Norman Rockwell, and their school focused on the traditions of classical painting. I would like to thank at this time Alma's family for bringing their beautiful paintings to the museum. Diane and Tom and Gona, Connie Soa, thank you. I would like to thank the students of the Stevenson Academy, Priscilla Walsh, Tom Young, Kate Carrigan Kaufman, Bill Kaufman, Douglas Barnaby, Cynthia Kaufman, Betsy Cutler Schreiber, Judy Martialet, Nan Coffey, Paul Basham, Cecilia Wheeler, and Carolyn Dunn. I would like to thank Paul Basham for painting the beautiful portraits of Harold and Alma for the exhibit. Thank you to Douglas Barnaby, Kevin Boris for bringing Attila Hedges prints and stamps to the museum. Clementi Spampanato, another Seacliff resident, was trained in the classical arts in Rome. His sculptures capture the essence of movement. He is known for his beautiful Western and sports sculptures held by many museums, schools, and private collections in the United States and Europe. I'd like to thank the Spampanato family, especially Ray, for bringing these exquisite pieces to the museum for our exhibit. Thank you to Jonathan Sherman for his help and counsel. Thank you to our museum trustees, Carol Blackburn, Kevin Boris, John LaRuscia, Kathleen DeResta, Emmy Britt, Harry Del Favero, Phyllis Zesnak, Patty Smith, and Jerry Solomon. Thank you to our village trustee, Carol Vogt, and our mayor, Bruce Kennedy. Today our speaker is Bronwyn Hannon, Curator of Acquisitions, Special Collections, Long Island Studies Institute at Hofstra University. She serves on the board of the New York State Archives Partnership Trust and the New York State Commission for the Restoration of the Capitol. She is a former archivist of the Australian National Archives. Today she will speak on Long Island artists and historical perspective. Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you, Sarah, and members of the Seacliff Historical Society for inviting me here to speak today and giving me the opportunity to see this wonderful exhibition downstairs, Seacliff Classics, which clearly shows a dedication to regional art teaching and on Long Island. The Stevenson Art Program at the Art League of Long Island is Long Island's oldest running art association on Long Island and is in the tradition of regional art schools that I will discuss in my talk. Harold Ransom Stevenson and Attila Hedges were founding members of the Stevenson Academy and protégés of Norman Rockwell. Together they formed an association which lasted over 40 years in teaching excellence in the in the realistic school. As I think that the paintings downstairs, the artwork and ephemera clearly demonstrates in the exhibition. I particularly like in the exhibition the way there was juxtaposition between historical ephemera and the artwork themselves. It does bring a new perspective to the way artists worked and how they lived. So bravo to the museum downstairs. My talk here today will emphasize some of the historic ephemera as well as some of the art that tells the story of Long Island regional art from the earliest times, touching just on the earliest times, to survey through to just after World War I. As members of the Historical Society, I'm sure you realize the importance of historical ephemera and its stewardship for future generations. Some of the historical ephemera featured in this talk are images of originals in the Long Island Studies Institute at Hofstra University, which has a large and developing collection of original ephemera and art materials that speak to the story of regional art on Long Island and the artists that make up that story and their milieu. May I ask the questions, if you have any, you can feel free to ask me later. So,
Great picture of Alan. And basically, you don't school with the new school. Oh, in the new school? Mm-hmm.
In fact, since 2002, I put one drop of paint in this painting.